In action.
And action.
So let's tune in and get turned on and present. And let the heart awaken and come through. Let's welcome our spirit guides and really hone in to a lot of clarity today, and perhaps tools that we need to use for things to be like super clear, so that way there is a path and more receiving and allowing and opening. How does that sound?
Perfect.
Cool. Are you willing, ready, able to be vulnerable today, and just wherever it's going to transmute, whether it's the vision, whether it's the framework, whether it's the book and how it wants to maneuver and work through us?
Yes.
Cool. May the portal be opened.
Mm.
I first want to recognize some of your superpowers, just as a reminder over you. When you speak, and this has helped me even, so I want to acknowledge you. Your like whole face is very relaxed, and your throat is open, and your mouth is very relaxed. So you can like, as an observer, you can see that like you are really in your body and like you're really broadcasting your truth. And when you're speaking, you're not holding back. So I want you to recognize that as a superpower. As an observer from the outside, because that's one thing, like a really big thing to help especially women with, is to observe themselves when they talk and make sure that they are talking from a delicious place, and like exaggerating and opening their mouth and their lips, and like their whole body is talking in what they're saying. And I found myself re-recording because your voice was in my head today, and as I watched and I saw was what was the fact that my lips were not like fully out and like fully expressed. And I just want you to know that that's the way that you show up from the outside. And it's like a very
Mm.
big superpower. The confidence
Mm.
level that you have, and like the embodiment, and like actually like your whole body is talking when you're speaking. Like you're like, it's like the whole thing is breathing and exerting out. So I want you to know that that's like a huge thing.
Mm. Mm. Thank you. Yeah, I'm receiving that. Yeah. Jonathan was drilling me on different different settings requiring different characters who
Mm.
speak differently, right? So sometimes it's the grounded masculine who's more in the business, right? Like very straightforward. And then there's more of like the sensual embodiment space where we can be pulling information and, like if it's more like transformational and a
Mm.
connecting exercise, we can play with the whole body. And so I've been playing with those different things, but sometimes I feel like I have to tone down some of that coming from the body and like drop more into the masculine straightforward, or like instead of sourcing from the ethers, like really pulling it through so that I don't have to source so much, but I already know what I'm going to talk about and it's like direct. So I'm finding the balance within that. If I can have the codes that are already embodied and speak them directly and also use my body for that, but I feel when I speak. So it's
Mm.
challenging for me to get away from that.
Okay. Then let's find a way to create a structure in a way that let me move. I'm moving to my room.
Okay.
And and within that structure you'll be able to flow. So what I mean by that, and can you still hear me while I'm moving?
Yes.
Okay. What I mean by that is that for example, you know how I said we create you as a temple because each one of us is a temple, and the reason why people pay money is because of stability and somebody who's constantly showing up and giving it, that they just want to repay that and they want to go to the next level, but really it's about us constantly showing up. So what if you had a game plan and like this week I'm going to talk about this and there was a point, so then you had one point and you already had it drafted out for all these weeks every week and then the same time and then the point and you wrote these out and then all you had to do was show up and then talk, like say that point and then flow within it.
Yeah, that's what feels best for me. 'Cause I am channeling and feeling the information in the moment a lot of the times. And that's like where it grounds in. That's where I'm feeling it, I'm experiencing it, and it's passionate.
Mm, mm,
So yeah, I prefer to speak that way. That's more comfortable for me for what I've practiced.
mhm. I love that too. I love that. So
Yeah.
let's then create a frame so you don't have to think about the frame later. So
Hmm.
what if we just chose a day of the week that your priestess temple was open, so that every week you're like, I'm gonna show up at this time and create the topics. So like each week we already like draft out the topic and we put it on your calendar because the topic is you know the what we struggle with, you know what people struggle with because sometimes they don't associate channeling with the, like sometimes we get like too foo-foo that we forget that sometimes we need to address what it is that somebody needs and then show them that through our
Right.
divine magic is where how they get to their destination or their needs fulfilled.
Right.
Catch my drift?
I love the structure.
Cool. So since every other week you're gonna have a dripping in divinity, what day does dripping in divinity want to be online?
I'm feeling like doing a soft opening on 8/8 for the girls that were expecting it.
Okay.
So like opening the space, having us all come together, opening the portal, and then doing a full launch for a month, and then like bringing in the next round in a month.
Okay. Okay. So then let's open up your calendar. Let's go Google Calendar and let's go plug some stuff in. Will you share your screen?
Okay.
Okay, so 8-8, right? What time do we want to start it at 8?
Yes. Well, also oh no, I might be going to some other events too. Maybe we should do it earlier in the day.
Okay, it's your call. 4?
Yeah, I
4:40?
was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking.
So
4:40.
dripping in divinity.
We could do an hour opening. Reach out to this guy. Okay.
Okay, so then when do you want the real date to be? I mean your grand.
Mm-hmm. We could do 9/8 1 month.
Okay, so then plug it in. Do you want me to write this down as well on a piece of paper? Take a picture. Plug it in.
So we'll do a soft opening. Is that too far out for the women that are already in it, you think? Or, I mean, we could still deliver for them and just have like, we could bring in all the other facilitators and maybe like even give them an extra month. Like the first month is,
So here's the thing, like it's a movement creation, right? So now um hype, hype, hype. Like we're encouraging the people that are joining first to create hype about it. So for example, we can go live with Destiny and like help her on the spot um via your platform as she's working through her stuff, as she's working through her vision, working through this to demonstrate what is unveiling.
mhm. Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
so 8-8. When did you decide a soft launch? When did you decide what time? 4:40
On 8
or
8, yeah.
4:40
Yeah.
p.m. Eastern? Okay. So okay. So that's Thursday.
Yes.
So you want to just
Thursday.
do Thursdays then? And on the weeks we don't have a session, go do a live.
I mean,
Hmm?
you want to do it on Thursday? You want to do it on Thursdays? I think Sundays are best for people's availability.
Okay.
So I think we could start 8 8 to make
Mm-hmm.
it for
Okay.
the Lionsgate,
Mm-hmm.
and then we could start meeting on Sundays. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I'm done with 11. Okay, so then meet on that first Sunday or go to 18?
Um, hmm. Yeah, we could do the 18th. Now I'm starting to think though, like, are people gonna be partied out from Saturdays?
I mean, what is your intuition was saying Sunday? I
I
mean,
mean,
most of the time.
my mind is saying Sunday because that's like the most available day for everybody, you know, most of
I
the
don't know.
time.
I don't know how, most of my coaching stuff is during the week. It's always been.
Okay. So how about we just ask the girls that are in there?
I, well, you just got to decide what works for you so you can stick with the plan.
Hmm.
What feels best in your body, because then everybody will follow suit.
I mean, I'm afraid that some Saturdays I'm gonna be partying until the morning.
Okay, so Sundays actually doesn't work for you. So what do you have
Yeah.
about Thursdays?
Thursdays are sexy. I think
There you go.
Thursdays are the manifestation days too. Let me look at the days according to the planets. Yeah, Thursdays are Jupiter days. So optimistic zest, expansion, positive growth, practicing gratitude, praying, investing in something that will help you expand, grow, move forward. Tend to finances, go to that class you've been super intrigued by, do energy practices to expand your magnetic field, schedule client calls. Fridays are run by Venus, so that's like feminine energy.
Mm,
Uh-huh. Devotion to the goddess. Saturdays are Saturn, so like finishing unfinished tasks, studying, tending to the space. Wednesdays are Mercury, so that's handling communication and technology. So these are a good day to prioritize things that require extra mental bandwidth and communicative efforts.
so which one resonates most? Feels the best and most appropriate?
Feeling like Tuesday's gonna be my live day because that's Mars. So getting shit done, being edgy. Um, hmm. Mondays are the mystic moon days. Hmm. I mean, dripping in divinity, it's like it's kind of a manifestation day. Like Thursday feels appropriate, you know?
Okay.
Like that optimism. But also Friday could be good with feminine energy.
Yep, it's one of those.
I'm feeling Thursdays like really moving forward the needle with positive growth. Feels like that will be really powerful for Thursdays. Okay, so we'll keep it on Thursdays.
Cool. Feels good.
That feels good.
All right, so then let's plug into the calendar the other lives.
Okay. Okay. Great. And I just got a follow-up call for one of the girls that wants to be in there. Okay. So we're doing dripping and divinity on Thursdays. Should we do every other Thursday?
Yep.
And then have, but should we plan for every Thursday and have a different leader come in?
The thing is, the only issue I see with that is that then there is no framework.
Okay.
Then you're like teaching one thing and then somebody else is teaching something else the next week, and then somebody else is teaching something else. I mean, do you think people will achieve their goals that way?
I mean, I think it could be powerful to have guest facilitators that bring in some potent codes. Like I'm seeing Jordan with her parts work therapy, right? I can teach that, but she's got it dialed in on another level. So, and then it also gives the girls the opportunity to share their gifts here. Yeah, it's like created a lot of caused me a bit of contemplation and a little bit of stress, just feeling like I promised the girls a space to share their gifts. And then we started doing this and it like took a different turn, you know, like the mentorship idea originally that I had was to have a space where all the girls here could work together and share. So I'm like trying to put two and
Yes,
two
but then who
together.
is recruiting? So yeah, we gotta figure out if this is a community, then it doesn't matter like who comes in and pays for this, and if it's a community shared space. Because if you're recruiting for and you're saying that it's like feminine embodiment, the people who are gonna want the feminine embodiment, that's what they're buying. Unless you wanna structure it differently where it's just community and you, because every person has got some things to teach. Like I haven't met a person that doesn't. So if it's just a community and you come in and you learn, but then how would they achieve their actual visions that they are starting out with?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, so for me, I'm seeing it's like they have those visions. It's mostly me and you. We're holding the container. They're coming in for the feminine embodiment, and then any of the masculine structure is coming from your direction. And then they get access to the manifestation vortex. And I have some other courses and practices that are coming through too to put in there. So yeah, it is feeling like it's leaning towards feminine embodiment, and that's what most of the women coming to me desire. But then I also have the women desiring to create their next level, which is sharing their gifts. And actually, it's not all feminine embodiment. It's a total mix. It's like the theme is stepping into your next level.
okay, so that's
We we have the women that I've sold it to by saying, this is a space where we are stepping into our priestesshood, our wealth. Like after 6 months, you can have your business off the ground, be creating income from that space, feel confident, have your sisters supporting you. They're on the same page. And then I have women who are like, I need feminine embodiment. Like I'm so burnt out. And I'm like, okay, well, I have a space where you can come and learn the practices to really activate your inner goddess and to be shining through that radiance in your life. And so it feels like it's all of that. And so what I came down to was dharma, right? And dharma in the way of being your soul signature on this planet. So not only what you're creating, but your soul essence, what you bring through your frequency and your being. And so that can look like the embodiment of your higher self, whether you're in a corporate job, bringing through that essence of who you are, um, or creating your own business and sharing your essence through that action. So I'm like, I want it to all come together. Like, I want to be able to serve all these women in one space. And we can. And then, do you think it fits? Help.
I think that you have a superpower, but you're trying to play a different superpower.
I mean, the women that have already enrolled want healing of their trauma. They want sisterhood that's rising in their wealth and their sexiness and their mission on the planet, right? Like Destiny, Taylor, my girl Rada, who just joined, she's she's wanting that sisterhood community to hold her in who she's becoming and what she's
Okay.
offering.
So sisterhood, community, okay, being held. Okay, I mean you can give it a try. It's definitely innovative the way that you're looking at it.
I mean, every other time I've birthed an offering, it's been like, okay, this is what's coming through, this is what I'm gonna do. And I feel like we came together and we're like, okay, how can we create? What do the people need? And it like started to birth from there. And then it was also like, okay, what is my offering? Like, how are we refining it more towards feminine embodiment? And so now we have women enrolled expecting one thing and we've got to deliver. And we get to. And I have other women from corporate right now, one in specific who sold me my car, who's like, I need the feminine embodiment. And I know I
So
can
this
support her. So I'm like,
yeah,
yeah.
this is what I'm telling you where your gift's at. And yeah, like you have a lot of compassion for the other women and wanting to also help them as you are helping yourself.
Okay, give it to me straight. What do you see?
You have a superpower that hasn't fully burst yet. Because if it burst, then it would be in total alignment, the branding would be, and there would be a consistent flow. Because that's where you look at people and you see them being consistent because they gave birth fully to that identity and they're in it. And then they create and do different things, but they're fully in this one thing that everybody gets magnetized to them for because they have the keys, right? Because they have the genius. And you have it down to a teach it to a 3-year-old child way. I don't know if you realize how big of a deal that is. And I'm not sure if part of you is like loves your people so much that like you feel bad or something like for and not like want to step into it fully. Because the thing is, I would want every woman out there to know that if she's been in a go, hustle, and no flow, because she's not in your feminine, to know that you are the answer.
You broke up at the end there.
To know that like you are the answer. Just like people come to me, they know that I have systems and I have the masculine structures and I can dial them in with physical stuff. So it's like it's almost like there's like two things happening here, like you stepping into your essence, which you already 100% have embodied, and at the same time you want to bring everybody else up. I mean, my priority is for you to step into your power fully so you can have consistency, because that way people always think about you and you're at the top of their mind when things don't work because they've been trying too hard and hustling and too much in their masculine. Like, I want every woman that feels that she's too much in the masculine to have your name be whispered in her ear and talked about. Because you're always showing up like that, and that's what you're calling in, like all these, because you're 100% embodied in that superpower, which is like so big.
Thank you. Yeah.
And you like, it's really sweet that you want to bring everybody to the pedestal, but you got to think if this is your moment to stand on the pedestal and fully like create so much momentum that there's a vortex around you.
Okay. So, what do you think about, like, I can share all the feminine codes and I can support these women with whatever they're needing to go to and how they're needing to be relieved.
Do you think that, like, for example, like when I was doing a coaching with another woman, I reflect back on human design and gene keys and like having that vision by design, gene keys, like, and going toward it. She didn't know so much of this concept, so she had her own modalities. So she would go into another topic, and then the week after that, I would just like try to bring it back, but sometimes people have already gone through like a different book or something, so it's like
Mm.
maybe you would create something different here, but this is what I was seeing when there wasn't a specific, like, this is the modality we're going to use and move forward in that, because it takes time for the person sitting on the other side to start experimenting with the new way of being. Like me interacting with you and watching you, look, it's like taking time that I'm starting to notice and replicate how to be more feminine. But now, if you would have given me a lot more stuff, I'd be on overload. Like
So what do
if
you
you bring
suggest?
if you bring a person like once every month or every 2 months, but you're like the primary, like, so you can see them shift when they're speaking, like they're implementing what you just taught them. Because if they're coming back the next week, like you've given them dream work, so like implement making videos and like watch yourself, and then we can watch it together if you want to implement it. But then you're bringing a different person, and now they're like learning about something else, then like how can they see the progress of that one, the dream work that you gave them to do, and like, or like watching them speaking and watching their body? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So how do you suggest working with the girls here too? Because the mission is working together, bringing all of our gifts together, and like bringing in even more gifts by unifying. And it's like, oh, I have this gift and we share it. And oh, I have this gift and we share it. And it's like just quickly manifesting into all these gorgeous gifts around us. And like Jordan mentioned, she's like, well, if you're doing this, like, we're going to create a mentorship. That's going to happen regardless. Like, Rainbow's already working on it, but we may as well do it all together, because if you're doing your things separately,
So
it's kind of like,
let me ask
well,
you a question.
I want to say
If you
this real
if
quick. She said,
Oh yeah,
if
go ahead,
I,
go ahead.
she said, she said, if you're not including us, it's kind of like, okay, well, she's not sharing her gifts. Like, maybe we don't bring her to Bali. Like, maybe we don't give her this gift. It's like, she feels like it's like uneven if I'm not sharing, like it's selfish. And it like, definitely like is complicating my reality right now. And also just feeling like I made this commitment to create a mentorship for everybody, and um, it's
Okay,
challenging.
so a question for you then. Do you want to then restructure and reframe it as a collective mentorship, and like everybody comes in, but then it's like I mean, how would you see like selling into it? Everybody goes live together?
I mean, so remember the girl who we looked at who did had the 100K launch, and she had
Yes.
the whole collective, and there was different pods, and then you have different guides for who's in alignment with that, right? And then we'd have probably like a collective call every couple weeks where someone shared, or maybe I don't know exactly how it'd look, but like everyone comes together at certain times, and then maybe there's like a library of different courses from different people, from different teachers. But then also like, okay, you resonate with one teacher and then you're going to go and work with them. So like you have the collective that's gorgeous and can really support you, like stepping into your gifts and practicing your gifts, which I really like the idea of. And then having your different teachers, the different guides that can support you in that group. But then I don't know, would I still have my own mentorship for the girls who only wanted to work with me? Or like how does she do that? Do you know?
So yes, yes. So this is what I was explaining to you last time, is that this is the baby she created. This is her brand. So even though it looks like there's a lot of co-creators, this was her launch. She put all the pieces of the puzzle together as she decided that she was going to do feminine embodiment, feminine leadership, and she was going to create a container for feminine leaders, and everybody goes in as a participant inside the container. And so it wasn't that she asked these people that are on her page to be partners with her, is that she created a vision. So she started with the vision to have that 6-figure launch in the feminine embodiment, because she obviously saw that that sells. And then she started putting the pieces of the puzzle together. But she said there's a space for this many women. Okay, so like her mentor, the Chloe lady that's on the page, she's the one that helped her with it. This is why she put her on the page. She comes in and shares some of her gifts. But she didn't ask her to be partners with her. She created the dream because that's her brand, that's her baby, not the rest of the people on the page. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
That she's not doing anything else besides that. That she's also the one that's doing the heavy lifting, the sales. So like Chloe's like, oh, go talk to her. Like I think this would be a really great group for you. Go talk to her. So she navigated me to her because she is the mama bear of it.
Mm.
So then her like people that she put on the landing page are just all navigating to the mama bear, which that's the container that she created, and that's like the emphasis of it.
Mm-hmm.
And she created this container after have already had a few successful businesses herself.
Okay.
Like I love community, like community is awesome, but is this shifting into a community where everybody comes in together to share? And how can this be monetizable?
I
Unless
mean,
you get unless
I'd
you get
love to have the
everybody
other
to sell,
girls.
unless the other
Yeah.
girls are coming in and everybody is the core team and everyone has to enroll 1, 2, 3 women in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then it's more like a collective for expanding your consciousness, getting to your next level. But I mean, we, mm, it's like so many energies from different directions. Jonathan, when I asked him, his advice was, he said, if someone wants to work with me and co-create, I'm always open for that. And he said, you bring them in and like let them let them share their magic too, and still your thing. And it's just like the more the merrier. And I also see like on 8/8, like I would love all the girls to be together, right? Like, okay, we're stepping into this next level vision for ourselves, for humanity, and like, yes, this is my baby. I like, can we do yes and like, can we have all of it? Like, can I share the feminine magic codes and like really be consistent with that and hold the space and for this to be my container, and also the other women get to be a part of it. Like if we have all of us in there, it's going to be way more potent, have all that, all the women's energy. Like on 8/8, if it's only us two and then our two girls who are fully in, it's like
I mean,
it'd
do
be
you
more
want
powerful to have everybody.
the question is, do you want to enroll them and then train them to enroll more women in here? Is that like something that you want to do, or are they just showing up
Well,
and you're
so
doing it?
if they have challenges with selling, no, I'd want them to sell. And if they need sales training, then they can pay us. Do you think it's too much?
I mean, part of me is just like, uh, you, you keep like going back into like everybody is in this. So I'm wondering if this is even the moneymaker, or if this is just where expansion happens and everybody does their one-on-one thing.
How do you
Because
see?
the way that I did my container with a woman that I've done before, um, we were both half to recruit, but I ended up recruiting a lot more people. And then the first 90 days went like really, it was the first 90 days was supposed to be me, and then the next 90 days was her, and then so they were doing things by design, vision board, and doing all the manifestation vortex steps, and then it transitioned more of the stuff that she was. But sometimes the person that comes through someone like resonates with the person that enrolled them. So there's some magic to be said there, because some of the people that I've enrolled like didn't even feel like showing up later when I wasn't there, or weren't like responding.
Right.
So
Yeah.
because if you
Yeah.
create it and it becomes your baby, then everybody comes because of you. We're just amplifiers. It's
Yeah.
hard. Otherwise it's just a community, and like I don't really know how we would recruit into it together.
Like everybody recruiting.
Yeah, yeah. Like how it would be positioned in order for people to say, because normally people come into places because of the result that they want to achieve. Like you're like 10K clients, that's a result. Like being more in the feminine embodiment, that's a result. Like leading from that place. No more hustle and grind.
Yeah,
I mean, would
of
people just
course.
want to show up if it's just if you just call it a sisterhood community and being held? I don't know.
Well, I'm curious how that other girl sold with she made said you said she did 100K launch and it's a
Yes.
community to step into your power.
It
as a
is through
feminine leader.
feminine embodiment. Yeah, as a feminine leader. So that's the result. The result is she's transforming people's way of being in the masculine and bringing them into a new era of feminine-led leadership. And then everybody that comes in is accountable for becoming more a feminine leader as opposed to the old ways of being. So that's her mission promise. Like, as a result of being there, you are going to be more in your feminine. And it's going to be easier for you, and it's not going to be the old ways of being. It's going to be a brand new, because this is a new opportunity, right? This is what people
Okay.
buy. It's a new way of being.
Okay, so let's look at what the result is here, and then after that, feeling to how we could fit in the other women and how that could work. Because we can do, okay, you all need to sell tickets and you get commission, right? If you can't sell, you're going to need to pay for sales training. Otherwise, I mean, how do you feel like,
But
because
are they coming in
you're
for
going to
feminine?
be opening up your manifestation.
Vortex, yeah. Are they coming in for the feminine? So the thing is, are they coming in for the feminine embodiment? Because, or are these women coming in? They're already feminine embodied, like when they're having sales conversations, are they going to sell feminine embodiment, or are they going to sell and talk about what they're doing? There needs
Our
to be
other
like one
facilitators.
shiny, yeah, there needs to be one shiny object. Like I'm walking into a diamond store. I don't want to buy milk. Like I want to get my diamond.
Yeah.
Like if you put how like you got to put everybody on the same page in terms of what we're selling, what we're excited about selling.
Okay.
If that's something you want to.
So if we do, I mean, yeah, if there's another container that all of us do together though, then I have two things I'm going to be selling separately. What do you think it would look like? Like, do you think it would sell if all the girls in the house created a mentorship together? It'd probably be like expand your consciousness and like heal your trauma. But also it's feminine embodiment.
The way it would sell is if you could see yourself as a corporation and you set it up as such, and then they have training on how to enroll into that business. Like the way it would sell if there's structure created. That's the way I see it, because a lot of people work for free for something bigger than themselves until they see the
work for
fruits of their
free.
labor. Yeah.
Ugh.
But someone needs to have enough
I am
fire.
working for free.
Right.
I've got to move my car.
Because without an
Okay,
end
so
result, it would be easy to enroll, for example, like, oh, be part of this community for 111 a month, like, or 88 a month. Like, okay, that sounds like
right.
something really,
Okay.
really easy for people to sell. Yeah, if you're just saying like, well, be part of this feminine of this community of women who bringing in their gifts and helping each other step into their next level. To be part of it is this. That's easy.
Right. And that's probably what it would be, right? Like they vibe with us. They're like, how are you girls living like this? Like, yeah, I want to be a part of this every month. But I love the idea of creating a space for everyone to step into their gifts and like be able to practice their gifts in the space.
Cool. Do you want this to
So
be with a membership or not?
a membership? What do you mean?
Practice your gifts. Safe space to practice your gifts.
like I want it to be fuck me. This is so big right now. I just want the clarity. God, give me fucking relief. Ugh.
Okay, can I say it how it is?
Yeah.
You're putting too much on the plate. If you just want everybody to have a safe space to bring in their gifts, then that's all that is. Then the monetization has to be something else. Until you train everybody how to monetize it all together in the same way, so people know what they're gonna get, because people sign up normally knowing what they're gonna get, right? Would you be
It
happy if
feels like
everybody came in
three
and
different ideas.
correct, because we were headed, and then
Uh,
you got all the girls in, and you're letting them sway you and how you're headed toward your masterpiece. Let me ask you a question.
yeah.
Is it more
Okay.
important for you to have all the women around you right now united in one place, or start to be known for your brand and be discoverable, owning your superpower, so that the people that are struggling can come to you for their solution?
Yeah, obviously, like my independence is more important than anything, so that I can show up collectively more powerfully. But they both feel important. It's like one project is my specific individual dharma, and then the other one is this collective that we've created here. Um, and it's like a lot for my energy to be tending to both, but I like want to involve everybody.
So the thing about generators, that the generator has to decide one, because you take the longest time to process.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
And you're like trying to do two things, like your individual thing and the collective thing, where neither one of them has had like consistent momentum yet.
And you don't think that they can work together?
Well, it's not how your design works at the moment, because you haven't. If you would have mastered one already, and then another thing like you were starting, that's a different story. Right now you want to master two things at the same time. Unless you make it easy, unless you make this one like a collective group, and you just, okay, we put on the shelf like the sales of it and all of that stuff, because I'm going to make money from my own individual thing. This is where everybody's a safe space. Then that's easy. Everybody's in there.
How would we generate the most money out of that though? You don't think it would be as lucrative? Like,
Let me give you an example. If somebody buys the ability to create a clear vision, and I have a path for that with the manifesting vortex. If I come in on a Wednesday and they're starting to create the vision, right? And then the next Wednesday, somebody came in teaching me about mindset tricks. Instead of like, okay, let me look at your vision again. Let's see if it's like, let's get more clarity on the vision. Do you think that would be beneficial?
Probably not in that case.
What I'm saying is that if it's a group collective, then it's very broad, right? It's very broad to the types of results or how it's going to go or how to make money with it.
I'm also seeing the benefit of all the women in there, like having it feel more full, and how all those women could bring in other women, sell other women into it.
Okay, yeah,
But it
same
would
about
have
you.
to be it would have to be result based, like feminine embodiment.
If that's the result, then everything that they're doing should lead them back. Like then, like the practices need to be connected with feminine
Right.
embodiment. Like it needs to constantly bring it back into the body. Like even if
Right.
somebody has a different practice, you're still, your path should still be like the cream de la crop. So if they can somehow wrap around what they're saying with the feminine embodiment. Like on the same page.
Right. Okay, so that's how it could work. I mean, okay, let's think of the different girls' gifts. So
He's got he's got my drumstick.
so cute. Detroit. I mean, we did a pretty good job at enrich, right? Like all of those codes worked coherently together.
But it like Rainbow was selling a different thing as opposed to like togetherness, that this goes together hand in hand.
Right. But she would be, her gifts would be amazing in here too. But now it's okay, so now it's more like they have a piece of the pie, and it's like, okay, I get to bring through my gifts. And like, yeah, I'm teaching Tantra and this feminine embodiment course. Come in, it'll be gorgeous. I'm just like feeling into the timelines. And they're like, oh my God, yeah, I love Rainbow. Let's come in. And then they're like, wow, these women are amazing. I love all of these teachers and guides, but I really resonate with Rainbow. And then my people will be like, but I really resonate with her. Um, which could be fine.
How would you sell into this?
I would say this is a feminine embodiment incubator to step into your next level of your fulfillment, of your juiciness, of your confidence, of your radiance. And then also we have I'm really liking the idea of being able to create and be supported in your creation. Like, what are you creating? What do you want to bring to the world? Who are you becoming? And then like, okay, now we have the feminine embodiment. I'm like trying to merge it all. Okay, now we have I'm looking at like how we can do it all, right? Okay. We have the priestess codes, we have the feminine embodiment. I can teach different archetypal embodiment work. And then, okay, we're working with this archetype this week. Okay, I'm gonna feel into feminine embodiment and then dharmic codex. So one of these ideas is that the women that come in are all rising together in into their next level, dripping in divinity, in their codes, in their prosperity, in their service, in their embodiment. And we're doing this by coming together and getting clear on what each of us are creating. And then from there, feeling if there's any collective blocks, doing energy work, clearing, recoding, getting into the somatics, getting into the body, and then feeling into like the nourishment that needs to come through the body. And then that week, I'm sending in activations of how to nourish ourselves, how to fill our cup, being in our feminine radiance. And then we're working with these women. It's a limited amount of women so that every time we come on together, we are getting clear, we're seeing the transformation, and then we're giving homework. And all of these women are coming into the space, into the WhatsApp group, and sharing their embodiment, sharing their gifts, practicing speaking, practicing sharing, teaching, whatever it is. So we could have them in the WhatsApp group and then getting feedback from us and from one another on how to shift. And then if they have any questions about the structure and the embodiment, they have the answers for that. And then they get to come back on live and be refined in person or live, refining the vision, manifesting together, receiving the codes that they need. And then the women who want the feminine embodiment and to step out of the hustle so much and into the body. So they'll have access to a self-love course that I will be sharing. And they want to feel more confident, to feel more radiant, to be able to receive with more ease. So what I teach them is how to really get into their sensuality, helping them relieve the blocks, relieve the old patterns, the limiting beliefs, getting into the somatics around that. Mm. And then I would probably do drills one-on-one, like practicing how to speak to their partner and how to receive, and then tying that into receiving from every area in our lives, receiving abundance, stepping into our queen codes.
Do you think the other girls would help you promote feminine embodiment? Or they're
Yeah. So I feel like we've already promised these girls, right? Like about what this is. This is the Dharmic Codex. This is stepping into the feminine embodiment as well as creating what they want, right? Like creating more streams of income, opening up their fields to receive more, reprogramming the subconscious mind together. And I want to nurture that. And it almost feels like, yeah, it feels like I put a lot of energy into that's what this is. And then the other women for feminine embodiment slowly would be like it feels like there's a way to tie them in, like this does support them in receiving, but then get them into one-on-one feels more resonant, like to be able to support them individually.
okay, so do you want this to be just a community that everybody just comes together? And there's no emphasis here on the sales or what?
I want to make money and I want to share my gifts and I want it to feel really juicy and I want to feel like just like, yes, we're rising together. It's so sexy. It's so yummy. Um, yeah, because I see what you're saying. Like, if I focus more on feminine embodiment, like that's my mastery, right? So I could create this to be the space where these women are coming in, learning archetypal work, yoni egg work, like dropping into their sensuality, getting the business babes to relax, to be able to open their voices, doing energetic magic, like helping these women to embody what I have and what I've gone through to get there, to relieve the traumas, to show up. And that's the work that I've been doing for a while. And then there's the other piece that's like, oh wait, we're all rising together. Like, let's create this container for our Dharma, which feels like really fun. And I want it all to merge. I'm like, do I have to choose one or the other? And if I do, like, if I do choose, if I go, okay, this is feminine embodiment, and then also like feminine leadership. And if you are creating a business, like we have Dasha. Dasha's also an amazing tantra teacher. Like she brings in the sensuality codes too, and shows you how to show up as a boss babe while also being in your sensual body. Um, but then what about the women that we already have in there that are expecting us to deliver on?
So
Like, how
not
does
not
that look
it
then?
it doesn't matter, right? Like the most important thing is for you to make a decision on the direction, regardless of what happens. Because
Well, I'm feeling like Destiny's energy. Like she's reached out to me multiple times. Like, I'm so excited to be dripping with you. Like, let's go. Like, she's waiting for an invitation. She's like feeling into the field of like my waviness and is like, I invested, like, let's go. This is the vision. I'm excited. And so I'm like, all right, let's deliver. And then also this other girl who I just sold into it, she's friends with Destiny, and she's like, I need a community of women that are on the same page, and I want to work with you. Like, been wanting to work with you. I want to
what
feel
did you sell?
confident.
What did you sell her?
So she hasn't paid yet. So,
Okay.
but I'm about to get on another call with her because she was like, actually, I have a bunch of payments. I don't know if I can do this. But at first, she was gonna do one-on-one and dripping in divinity. That was the girl that I like downsold, but I've known her for a while, and she's very like simple and really pleasant to be around. So it's like, okay, she wants the community to feel empowered, to feel like she's so sure of herself, and to really step into her business as a healer and be making impact on the planet. And what really drives her is love and to create a future for the children that's really positive. And she knows that if she does this, if she steps into her dharma, that it's going to affect every part of her life, all of her relationships, and that she really wants to do it for the women in her family to like break through, and that she's been playing small for so long and she's finally ready to blossom open. So I'm like, great, we'll bring you into the community. You'll have the community of women around you, will support you in getting to your next steps, holding you accountable, making sure that you're feeling confident and nourished and relieve the old subconscious patterns. So it's like I kind of have to now.
You know, how do you know this girl? You said that she's one of your sisters, the one that I forwarded you. That you remind me of her.
Hannah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've known each other forever. Well, probably like 7 years. We've been each other's rocks.
So how did she embody her? Because she's embodied in her brand, right?
Yeah. Devotion. It's a lot of devotion. A lot of learning, investing in herself, practicing, making commitment every day to show up better. Yeah, I mean, I do want my own brand. I want it to be.
So this is the conversation we're wrapping back around to.
Why can't it be easier?
Well, because everybody wants to do everything and they want to do everything at the same time. But I have all these 500 gifts. Can everybody take all of them at the same time? And I want everybody to be involved too.
Yes.
The only way I was able to learn how to serve my community better is by becoming better first, by becoming myself first and always showing up and and demonstrating, and then my community started to come. Say, oh my God, you're cracking codes with this high ticket stuff. Teach me how to do it. But I didn't put all of them in a pool together when they haven't cracked the codes. I had to go out and crack the codes first. So part of you is like, I understand.
I feel like I want to sleep for a year right now. Can I just hibernate and forget about all of it?
Mhm.
I feel like I need a reset. I need like a strong mushroom trip or something.
Or
A couple,
a clear vision.
I mean, a couple days ago, I went to this party and I was just so close to the veil. It was so epic. And I was like, just manifesting all these opportunities and this magic. And I'm like, this is the vibe I want to be in. Like, I just want to be manifesting miracles all around me and bringing my sisters with to do that. And it's like when I feel into who my audience is and who's been waiting to work with me. Hmm. Because I'm holding a codex of possibility, of magic, of limitlessness, and of liberation. Okay, y'all, so catch this drift. In dripping at divinity, this
How can we make it easy for you, darling?
make it all work and make a lot of money and everyone to be happy. I guess I can feel like what really wants to come through me right now. Hmm. 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 Okay, what I'm seeing, I literally just turned into a unicorn, by the way.
A what? A what? A unicorn?
A unicorn. I went into the quantum field and I was like, "Ooh," like this unicorn horn was growing and like spiraling up out of my head. And I was like just piercing the optimal timeline. So what I saw is that I'm here to help liberate humanity. And I do this by helping people to access higher timelines.
Hmm.
So I have the ability to help move energy out of the way, reprogram the subconscious body, clear trauma, help reprogram the mind, see them in their highest timeline, hold them in that frequency, and then support them with the steps
Hmm.
for the next level. So that's how I can, that can be the overall intention is accessing your next timeline, liberating from the old disempowerment, still feeling stuck. And so all the women, whether it's their wanting to step into their power in this way or in this way, whether it's in their feminine or it's in their business, it's all interconnected. Does that resonate?
Yeah, it's beautiful. So do you want dripping in divinity be like the community where you're showing that, showcasing that, and everybody else is showcasing their stuff, or just you? The way that one of my coaches does it is she just has a $97 monthly, and she shows up once a month, and everybody gets reminders because it's like a school, and it's there once a month. So that's the way that she funnels people into the community with this continuity program. And then from there, upsells to different offerings, offer levels.
Okay, well, how about dripping in divinity is the feminine codex to your liberation into your dharma, your highest soul expression. It's a higher tier, and then I can create a different system, a different offering that's a community offering where all the women come together and we sell it for $100 a month or whatever. And then anyone who wants to go deeper into their feminine embodiment and whoever is resonating with me, or if you're in there too, then they can come into dripping in divinity.
Okay, so what would be the lower tier?
I don't know yet. So the lower tier could be
Sisterhood
our
community, stepping into your next level.
yeah, sisterhood community. Yeah, to have your nourishment around you, to have your high vibe and honeys, and a way to plug in and be supported and feel really good and nourished. And then for more intimate support with rewriting your story to really step into the woman that you came here to be, into your limitless potential, into your radiance, a life that you're deeply passionate about. That's where you come into our intimate group.
Ah, I feel like I'm letting you create more and more tears at the moment. But I don't know if you can handle all that jazz.
I mean, we don't have to do we can focus on the community one later.
Have you been part of any group containers before?
Have I been part of group containers? Um, I have. I did whatever that like pyramid thing was, where all the women would come together and then like you would go up when you brought in more women and you would buy in, and then like it was supposed to be like a wealth thing, but
Huh.
you'd like
Did it work?
no.
Or
I got to the top and then I bailed. Dropped everybody. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm out. One of you can take over, but I could not do this anymore. But it got me to feel so confident on camera. That was my initiation to be able to communicate on camera. Like I used to be terrified and take so many takes and like be so scared of what my sisters would think of me and compare myself.
confident
So
on camera is a big high ticket offer.
yeah.
Mhm.
The other groups I've been part of were sales trainings. I don't think I've actually done I don't think I've done been in one. I've ran them. I think
Mm.
I've ran like 5 of them.
Have you seen any financial success come out of it or just skills in your presence?
Um, I mean, I've seen other people have financial success. I've had like, I think my biggest group was like 5 to 7 women. So I made some money.
But not as much as one-on-one, right?
I can remember the last time I did a group. Oh yeah, I think I made like 6K or something. But I mean, I hear other people talk about doing groups and how you can make way more money and leverage your time. So I'd like to get there. I just need better tactics, strategy, conviction that this is the best thing ever and that you need it,
Yep.
which is why it can't just be, yeah, it would be a lot to have to like try to train the girls and stuff. They would need to pay us for that separately.
Like
And if they're all coming at
you're
me
really
asking me
good.
to pay them on top of that, I'm just like, do not. You want to be paid and you want to facilitate. And like, I get it that like we want to create something where we can all be paid a lot of money. That's really important. I'd like to create something like that where we can all make a lot of money.
So they're coming at you to have that container so they can get paid?
I had one girl ask me, she said, is it something that we'll be able to make a lot of money off of? Like, would we be able to be paid? And I was like, well, as it's starting up, I'm not going to promise you pay. Like, the gift is that you get to come in and receive and facilitate and then sell tickets. But like, yeah, with the retreat, there was some talk about it. Like, well, you need to pay the girls if they're facilitating. I'm like, no, I don't. The gift is to facilitate. You can make your own money by making sales. Like, I worked my ass off to make these sales and to create the container and like put all of my energy into this. Like, you had everything you needed.
Yeah, the thing is, all of that like has to be negotiated up front. Yeah. And if they don't
We
sell from
did.
stage, right. No,
We,
if
yeah.
nobody said I'm gonna like pay me that much for me facilitating, then they're not entitled to it. That's just a luxury.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, it's not like it's Joe Dispenza or something. Like, we're gonna fly him out, come to our retreat. Like,
So the thing is, like, if we could get you like to fully embody how powerful you are with the confidence on camera and the feminine codex, the embodiment work that you have, people would be flying out just to train with you. That's the thing that I'm trying to get across to you, because it's a frequency that you own. But right now, a big part of you like really wants everybody in there. So I mean, figure out how to maneuver that. If everybody in is there once a month, but obviously like people are coming in to share, unless you want to figure out how to train them to sell. Because
no,
right
I
now
feel like,
I don't
I
think that
feel
they're
like,
phenomenal sales skills. I don't think that everybody has that's coming in has good sales skills, in my humble opinion.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
So this would be a sharing circle. It's for the time being until it becomes something more.
Nah,
So you gotta like, is this like the moment for you to step into your power? Then you're just gonna have to be
yes.
like, okay, like if we want to do a everybody in it together sharing circle, okay, somebody needs to take reins on making that happen. I'll be part of it, but right now I'm working on stepping more into my superpower so people know that I'm here and I can help them with their embodiment work, being confident on camera work.
Yeah, thank you. That feels really supportive. Oh, been like weeks in this fucking tornado trying to find the eye. Just been like checking out. It's like in meditation so often. My boyfriend's like, what did you accomplish today? I meditated for 10 hours straight.
So here's an idea. Here's an idea. What if like, okay, what if let's say on the 8th of each month everybody gets together, and for now that's dripping in divinity, but then we do like the individual and we continue the individual growth, and we figure out the people that have enrolled how to serve them at the highest level, but like everyone's coming in to step into their next level. It's a community that we're going to figure out how to monetize, or what would be the best way to do that. Community where
So we
everybody
bring,
comes in to practice their gifts, and it's once a month right now on the 8th of every month. There's ideas. So if you want to like maintain that, do something so that everybody comes together, and then it's going to be figured
nice.
out how it's going to grow as an organism, but you're gonna spend your time into stepping into your power, and this will be just available once a month for everybody to come into. See how
For all
that
the
feels.
girls.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone comes in on the 8th. We have a ceremony, priestess ceremony, like activating the optimal timelines for everybody, opening up the dripping and divinity container.
Yeah, just let it be called dripping in divinity since it's already catching such a buzz. And be like imagine that that's the school and it's open once a month for everybody to come share their gifts. Since it's already, the buzz is already happening. And then we'll figure out how to work with Desiree and Taylor, people who are coming in.
Destiny.
Destiny. I don't know why Desiree. Okay, I had a friend named
Wait,
Desiree.
I'm confused. Once a
So
month?
yeah, think about that. Like, since you want everybody there, right?
I
But at
want
this
everyone,
moment,
yeah, I feel like it'll be more potent to have everyone together on the Lion's Gate, right? Like all the sisters together activating, like
great. Then that's the launch of the DID. Do you want every 2 weeks, or we just once a month to have DID and then work on your superpower?
no, but I want mine to be called Tripping into.
Right. So you're the spare house of that container, the Phoenix. Since you're already attached to it and you're attached to your sisters having a community, make that the community either once or twice a month, depending on how much energy you have, but then focus on your bigger picture. Like this
Once or
woman,
twice a month, everyone comes together in the container and like practices their gifts and shares their things or
yeah.
so like already do the community right now.
I mean, if that's where your heart's pulling.
Well, I was just feeling more like just I could
But I don't know how yet that would be monetized or how everybody would recruit.
mm,
Because when you're buying someone's process. Like the way that my mentor right now, she shows up once a month and she calls it her speaking school. So once a month she's got a Zoom speaking school and everybody gets notified that she's going to be there, and people pay $97 to be part of this. That's it. And then they ask their questions, but she's the one that leads it. But she calls it a speaking school, which is the container, right? Which is the result. They're coming in to learn to speak better, become better speakers.
this is so overwhelming.
I know, because you want to help everybody and yourself at the same time. Where I
Okay,
have
well,
decided that you gotta
I'm
help yourself first.
I yeah, so I'm deciding that I want to do that. I'm deciding that I want to have the group container be liberating from your old programming and stepping into your most radiant self. Um, yeah, but I'm like also I only have 2 women right now. Like I'm just thinking having all the sisters together on 8/8 would be really powerful. Mm. But then if I do that and I say it's the opening for Dripping in Divinity, I kind of have to have everyone in there that's in that container in the moment, right? Or I could have it be just a ceremony for everyone, including the women that are in Dripping in Divinity. And it's just a sisterhood ceremony for the 8-8 portal. And then we invite in the sisters who are in Dripping in Divinity to start the next week for the soft opening.
Great. Does that sound good?
But I do want the 8-8 to be like the portal open because it's like the access point into our master manifestations.
Mhm. Do you want to, as we do that in 8-8, the sisterhood ceremony, do you want to go and ask like these women that you would consider to be part of your community, part of the community, and showcasing their thing, if they can sell into it, if they're excited to sell into it?
Yeah, I can ask them.
Like in the next coming month, like will they be able to go live every day, like selling into that, into Dripping in Divinity? Can they commit to bringing in, say, 2 women? Like, is that something that's exciting to them?
And then what would their role be? Would they still share anything, or do I tell them like you can be a part of Dripping in Divinity, but we're going to do a different container for our community? But I'm going to focus on that once I have Dripping in Divinity running and flowing. But you can be a part of it as long as you're selling tickets. And then also we can have guest facilitators. And eventually the intention is that it gets bigger and bigger. Many different women are coming in, and then we could do the section out thing where we do need more facilitators to support with the different groups, right?
Mhm.
So I could have a
How
longer
does that
term
feel?
goal.
Does this does this feel juicy?
No, it feels like a headache.
Oh my God, you are so funny. You remind me of me. At some point, I really had the need that I needed, like, I really wanted everybody to be in my stuff with me.
I hate this.
Everybody wants everything.
And I don't want to like feel like I'm gonna be rejected by my sisters or like, and also I see the potency of like all of us coming together and uplifting our magic, right? And like creating together and doing the things, and creating an offering, like a space where everyone can come in together that's also funneling into our offerings here and our memberships in the sanctuary and into the other sanctuaries that we're opening and investors and all the things, like sharing the potency of our mastery and like, oh wow, I get mastery from all these different angles. So cool. So I can create that and then yeah, it's just separate. Separate.
Yeah.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I heard everything you said. It's like wanting to be at all the parties.
Eat chocolate. Yeah, it's also like my heart. Like I want all my sisters that I live here with to feel uplifted and like feel that potency of creating together. Like there's so much expansion that happens through that, the collaboration. And I don't want it to like fight against each other. I want it to all work harmoniously. Yeah, and what if like it does bring in more money doing it together? It's just that everyone would need to have like a potent role to feel really like they have a piece of the pie and like they get to make money. Like it would have to be a more equalized thing.
Correct.
Yeah, which that would actually inspire everyone to show up for and to sell for.
So normally, okay, and maybe this is a belief. The way that I've seen communities work is if, let's say, I train with you, and I'm embodying my feminine, like through your modalities. I've been too much in my masculine now. I'm like, oh my God, I'm experiencing so much success. Then you're like, okay, we're starting this container now. And because I am experienced in your modalities, because I've gone through it, I can brag about it. So I'm bringing people in from a real life experience because I've been part of you and like you've made me become the person that I am or vice versa. And now it's like you've replicated yourself and now there's two of you selling you, which is selling the same thing. But if the women have not experienced all your juiciness and have gone through your training, then they're just selling their thing, which is like just people getting together. Basically, it's a networking opportunity, more or less, sharing opportunity, networking opportunity, as opposed to actual like this is the path of transformation and the result that you're going to achieve because you just bought into the result. Like everybody
Mhm.
who's part of a mastermind, especially bigger masterminds, has paid in to be part of the mastermind. And because everybody paid in, they are all on a similar frequency because they've all paid in to that part. Because their mind is at that frequency, they're all in a similar frequency, right? Are you catching me here? Catching my drift? Like if you're coming
Mhm.
into a mastermind that the investment is 10K, everybody that has overcome the hurdle of 10K of being afraid to release 10K because they know that the investment goes 100x is at that level at that mastermind. If it's a 25K mastermind, everybody's at the level of releasing because they know that they get 10x is at that level at that mastermind. So they're bringing in their gifts, but they're all on that level. 100K, are you catching my drift here?
Mhm.
If you just have a mastermind of people that are more or less in different levels and they aren't coming in for a common goal and putting something into the pot, then you kind of just have a networking sharing circle. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So because they put in the money, they know that they're gonna 10x the money being in that space.
Yes.
Just
And they also
why they're
know that,
investing into it.
right. And they also know that the reason they invested is partly for the mastermind, for the masters that are coming in that also invested for their mind. So
Yeah.
that's a real mastermind.
I
Otherwise,
thought
you
you
have
were
a sharing
screaming.
circle. Sorry. Otherwise, you have a sharing circle, and it's beautiful, but it doesn't achieve
Boring.
big results. Like,
That's boring to me. I've shared enough.
and I'm telling you because you are now leveling up.
You've made the investment,
Yeah.
which if they haven't made, I mean, let me be blunt, but they're pulling you down. If they don't currently have a coach or have invested to level up, then they're bringing you down into the sharing circle where you're trying to pull them up into transformation, transactions, next level. Ooh, I can't believe we got to this point, but we did. So it's
Yeah, I was feeling it strong coming back today too. I was like, whoa. There's specific energies that I'm working through right now where it's like kind of feel like infringed upon, is that the word? Infringed upon in my space. And like almost like there's like energy trying to like hook into me with codependency. And um literally like my space was used when I was gone without my permission. Like they're acting like it's their space and like it's was messier than I left it. And I'm like super disturbed right now about it. And I'm like, I have to put up really strong boundaries. And I'm really feeling like the energy I want to be surrounded by is the women who are up leveling, like on that same frequency. Like, okay, how do I get there? Or what's next? Like, yeah, not just like how can I support you so I can utilize your resource.
right.
Yeah.
So here's the big question, right? Would you rather pour into somebody who has actually given you good money and make sure that that person is like experiencing a shift, or would you rather have more people there? And that's the reality. Like if you're feeling bad for the sisters, or I mean, it's one thing to create a Zoom and just be like a sisterhood Zoom. It's another thing to try to pull everybody who's not ready to be pulled.
Right.
And it's a decision that you're gonna have to make. Like, do you want to have a community circle every month? But it's just a community circle. It's not a actual level up mastermind.
No.
Or do we want to focus on quality over quantity? And we have 1, 2 people and we nurture and we make that grow with actual people that are coming in and willing to invest and level up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in essence, they
That
have
makes sense. Just
convinced
be
you.
like super, super focused in on them, like nourish them so deeply that they're like, holy fuck, this is changing my life, and they'll sell for us.
Yes, yes, yes.
Got it.
I would rather you and I be with 1, 2, like pouring in because they've decided to level up and they've put their money where their mouth is, than like being like, okay, you know what, like I wanted like so many people in here because I want a quantity and like not sure what's gonna happen after that, or like if anyone's gonna experience success and what the result would be.
That's potent. I finally got it. It landed.
Don't worry about quantity. Let's quality it out. Quality, quality, quality. Pour, pour, pour.
Yeah. Okay, and then as it gets bigger, then we're gonna need more facilitators to hold the space. And that's when it's like, okay, well, we can quantum leap this by opening it up even bigger and then having different types of women come in who are resonating with the different archetypes and paths.
That's a path to growth for sure.
Okay, cool. So soft opening, bring in the women that are in there, really high quality, potent circles. Go at it
I
for a
mean,
month.
you can like if you want, you can like make it a sisterhood ceremony and then declare like what your intention and what you would like this container to be, and who feels it resonates can come in and like talk to you, but like and like declare these things if you want on 8/8 and bring everybody in as you're making these declarations of what like how you've gotten clarity into what this is and your intention for it. I mean, if you want, you know, because you're really adamant about 8/8 and all the sisters being there. And then like being honest and authentic, like, you know, about the intention. Even though it may be hard to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to own the power, like own the power that you bring, the fact that you're ready to pour into the ones that see that you have the power that you have the power that they need to embody more of.
Yeah. And then I also like I do care about my sisters and pouring in them too. So I feel like opening the group container after I have this dialed in will be really supportive. Like the Starseed Lighthouse container group mentorship with all of these, or yeah, community space and see how it goes. Where everyone gets a piece of the pie and yep, and gets to share
So
their magic.
what would be a good image right now for the realization that you have right now? So can you find an image that you can hold as you're like, so you come back to that thought?
Hey, he sees me. Hi, Satori. Hey, Satori. Yay! Squishy, squishy. Okay, a good image.
You want to find it now so you can focus on it as you're doing your daily rituals to always go back to it?
Is it dark outside already? Whoa.
Yeah.
I laid in bed for a while today. That time flew. We were deep in the vortex. Oh my God, it's 8:22. Wow. I'm supposed to call Sharon at 8. Okay, hold on.
Oh, okay. Go do your thing. Go do your thing. That's important.
Okay, yeah, let me call her.
Okay, find an image. I want to see it tonight. And then
What is the image? I'm not sure what that means.
I want you to like, so you gotta like hold this as your highest like vibration, right? You gotta tune into that every day so you get more and more clarity. So dripping in divinity and some kind of an image of what it looks like, of what it means.
Okay.
like a manifesto.
Okay.
Okay. I love you. I love you.
Wait,
Yeah.
she's like, she has a money objection. Any advice? The
Who?
PUI. Sharon is her name. She's friends with Destiny. She wants to be in here, but then was like, I think I should wait a couple months. I need to pay for my car. I need to get a new car.
What does she know? What does she know about it? What did she just say? I need
Um,
a new car?
yeah, she was like, I don't really care about money. If doing my service in the world makes money, that's great, but I'm really focused on how I'm going to change the world for my family and the generations to come by doing what I'm supposed to do and get out of the matrix.
Okay, one sec. Let me give the baby.
But she has the money. She was like going to put down a $500 deposit, was fine with $1,000 a month. So she's got the money. You know?
So you gotta come at this with a story. This is what I started teaching you. Oh, service, yes, that is actually my highest and most important priority to the world.
Mm.
And did you know that, like, have you ever like tried to help somebody and you gave them advice and you recognize that they are not like taking your advice, or like nothing changed in their life?
Yes. Well, rarely. Most people take my advice.
Oh, they take it and they actually change.
For the most part. But there's been time with my
So
ex.
what I've discovered is that people don't change unless they really value the transformation. Like when I've given unsolicited advice, people didn't take it and they didn't really transform their life. But when I created ways for them to invest into themselves, they really started paying attention and doing the things that I was suggesting they do. So in essence, like the biggest transformations I've seen people experience, which is being of service, right? Like you really want people to transform their lives, right? Sometimes we think about transformation as like, oh, advice or like selling little things. When in reality, like that's like walking into a Rolls Royce and having the person in the front sell you a keychain. Well, in reality, you want a Rolls Royce. And the Rolls Royce is transformation. Like, how many people do you know that want to transform their lives?
Everybody.
Right. So shouldn't we figure out a way that you can best help them transform their lives by being your authentic self?
Yes.
Wouldn't that feel
Absolutely.
amazing in your body if you learned how to be your authentic self? And unless, is this, so do you want me to get on the call with this girl?
Do you want to get on with us?
I don't know if the 2-on-1 is cool or not.
Um,
Does she have similar energy?
yeah, she's super sweet, like really relaxed nervous system priestess.
What does she do for a living?
I'm not sure what she's doing right now, but she's doing some work in the Matrix. I was thinking just like
Did you do the
support.
discovery with her? Because you would know exactly what's going on if you did the discovery.
Yeah, she's just having money objections. She's feeling like actually I should be more responsible and I need to get this new car. I thought about it and I think I need to start in a couple months so that I don't,
But your
so she
personal
doesn't
story right
go
now
to
is that like you said yes, and then you had to get a car, and then the money started. You started to figure out intuitively how the money comes in. So she's in the same exact story you're at.
Okay, so just tell her like the money will come when you do
Well,
these manifestation practices, but
you gotta
I'm
do the
like, we're
stuff.
starting on 8/8 and it's important that you're in here. I know her and it's like you're not gonna not be in here. Like you need this.
But she's gotta create. You gotta create the desire for it. That's what the discovery does, and sit in the desire.
Right,
Because the text messaging stuff, that's
right.
like
Excuse me.
low. That's like low vibration, blow away dialogue. If the discovery phase wasn't done correctly, then there isn't desire because you gotta take the money right there and then.
Well, I was, and I was like, all right, like put down a deposit tonight. And she's like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow. And I was like, can I ask why? And she said, that's when she was like, I was like, is it because you have your money coming in tomorrow? And she said, yeah, yeah. And I was like, okay, I just want to make sure I'm asking because I don't want you to get in your head about it. And then, of course, she got in her head about it. So, did I not sell it well enough?
Yeah, so you gotta follow the script, yo.
I did.
Because okay, well if you
I
did
was trying to pull out like the deep, but she like wasn't really going there
okay,
and
so
was
this is
like,
it. This is it. Now address the elephant in the room. It feels to me that you're not willing to go deep with me. Do you want to
mm,
transform your life? Like, because it's gonna take not staying on surface level with me. I'm addressing the elephant in the room because I feel that you're not willing to go deep with me. What's holding you back?
hmm. Yeah,
Like
it's kind of
in
she's
order
just
for
like
me to like help.
she's being positive. She's like it's like good. I just need my like community and I want to be surrounded by my sisters and like life is good, but I need the sisterhood right now. I need the community. And so it was like I was working with that energy. I'm like, okay, well we'll give it to you. And then I asked her too, like, how badly do you need to change? She's like 1,000.
So what happens if you don't, like, remember, what happens if you don't have a community of people that support you in your transformation? And what's her vision? What's her goal?
She wants to run her own healing business so she can get out of the matrix so that she doesn't feel deprived of community, lacking energy, like a hermit put away anymore, so that she's actually doing what she came here to do and stops playing small, takes up space, is like in her full priestess power, doing the thing and creating her prosperity from there and not needing to play in places she doesn't want to.
So she needs to have to create a clear vision, and she needs to actionable steps to achieve that vision and feel supported in the community to do it and jump.
Yeah.
How badly did you ask her? What if nothing is to change in 3 years? You're still in a corporate job?
Yeah. Yeah, she was like, it won't, like I can't do that, but that would totally suck. She's like, but I don't, it's not gonna happen. I'm going to change it, like I said.
Mm. What happens when you try to do it on your own? Or how long have you been trying to do this on your own?
She's, I don't think I actually asked that question because she was like, yeah, it's been forever, right? She's just been playing around, playing small, playing like in stupid men's fields. Like she wants the actual man that can hold her. She wants to be bigger. And she's like, dealt with this playing small since she was a kid.
There you go. So it's been 20 years, 20 something years for her playing small. So you think
Yeah. So what do
then
I
you're gonna
say? Like,
start playing
I
bigger?
needed, I actually, yeah, I should be like, you know what? I invested in myself recently, and guess what happened? I also needed a new car. You know
Yeah.
what? Now I've got it. That's what I should do. I actually got a new car a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, that was also one of the things I said to my mentor when before I invested in her to level up.
Yeah. Okay. And if she like really fights it, should I just be like, okay, well then, like, instead of the 5,000, I don't know, that's still the price of dripping in divinity though. Like, I could be like 4K just dripping in divinity, no one-on-one, but definitely come and be in there. Or should I give her the 3K price?
Whatever feels good. Do whatever it takes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, she should at least be in there though. It's important for her.
Personal stories, cool. Get in the heart.
Yeah. All right. I'm a caller.
Cool. Meow meow. I love you. Bye.
I love you too. Bye.